Yeah. So to start off, yeah, I said there's 286 anime I have seen that are on this list. I don't know if I'm missing any. I might be, but we'll just run with this. There's a feature in AniList that just allows you to reset your scores. So I'm just gonna do that, and we're just gonna go through the list and re-rank these. I guess they're in alphabetical order. So yeah, I think. Well, how about this? I think the best way to do this is I know some hot stinkers that I've watched that deserve the lowest of the low, and I know what I will still have is 10 out of 10. So I think we'll set those bounds, and then we'll find the average things that I think are like a 5. That's average. I don't think a 5 means the show's bad. That's how I do list. If it gets a 5, I would say it's okay. I don't know if I'd rewatch it. If it's like a 6, that's kind of in the zone of, I don't know if I'd rewatch it, but it was decent, like for one watch. I'd say a 7 is I would rewatch it. An 8 is, better than that, and I would definitely rewatch it. 9 is one of the best shows I've seen, and 10 is just the creme de la creme. So that's how I'll break it up to kind of give you a general sense. So if I put a show at 5 that you like, it doesn't mean it's shit. It just means it's okay to me. So just want to put that basis, because some people set like 7.5 as it's okay. Mine is a 5. The chip rating system. I've never heard of a chip rating system. Okay. Oreimo is on this list. I'm revisiting it. Maybe I'll give it a higher ranking. I did have it at a 4 before, or I had the last season at a 4. I just started Gurren Lagann yesterday. There is a video coming on it. That's why I'm watching it. I'm not making it right now. Right now I'm doing I'll get to it in this list, a basketball anime trinity video. And it's probably like 20 minutes long. Then I'll do, I have one Evangelion video I want to do. Surprise, I'm going back to Evangelion. I want to talk about the multiverse thing, because some people were confused about that from the Making Sense videos. I don't think I explained it enough in detail for it to make sense to people. Like the manga, all of that shit's connected, and I'm just gonna kind of explain that. It'll be like 20 to 30 minutes, kind of like the lore one. And in that same month, the Gurren Lagann will come out. So I'm only 3 episodes in. I started it yesterday. It's really good. I fucking love it. For all of you that like Gurren Lagann, it's definitely, I don't know where to put it. It's a mix to me of FLCL and Evangelion, and I like that. I like the vibe the show has. So it's got some high praise from me. I only seen 3 episodes. That's usually a good sign. Yeah, everybody wants me to do more Evangelion videos. At some point, there's nothing more to talk about. I have talked about so much in Evangelion. There's only like bits and pieces that I'm like, oh, I could add this. So yeah. This might be the last Evangelion video. And I said that after I did the Making Sense 2 videos, but I guess I always crawl back to it. Chip rating system is just a tier list based on where okay. There are 25 alt universes for Evangelion. There might be. I don't know. I gotta do some more research to see how far I want to expand it. I know of. Let me think. I know of at least 1, 2, 3, 4. I know of at least 5. Because there's the video game. I guess if you want to count that as 5. Okay. Onto the list. I've wasted enough of your time. So, first of all, like one of my favorite shows, Let's All Love Lane. Serial Experiments Lane is one of my top shows ever. I love this show. I would always watch it again. That is a 10. That is what it takes to be a 10 for me. I like the deep psychological shows. So psychological horror, I think, is what people describe Lane as. So that is baseline 10 for me. And then baseline, like, no pointers is X-Arm. This is a great example of everything things shouldn't be. So that is 0.1, not even a 1. What is this song? Hold on, I'm changing the music. Dude, Harris Heller has such a diverse library for stream beats. He has some that are just like house music. One vid breaking down all the universe diverge. Yeah, that's what the next Evangelion video will be. Can I make a Gundam timeline video? I'd have to watch more Gundam. I haven't seen enough. I haven't actually watched a full Gundam show. So yeah, I would like to. Gundam is a really fucking cool thing. Okay. Sorry, I got off track. Back to the list. So, with that, this is the baseline. This is where two worlds collide, I guess. The scale. Lane is a 10, X-Arm is the worst you can fucking get. So, I guess the way to do this now is probably go in alphabetical order, because that's what it's set up right now. So, starting with 2.5 Dimensional Seduction. I don't know if you guys have seen this. This came out this year. It was like a cosplay anime. It was like okay. In my scale, as we talked about, a 5 is like average. Probably wouldn't watch it again, but it was okay for one watch. I'd put this at a 6. I probably wouldn't watch this unless somebody's like, I want to see this dude, and I'll be like, okay, we can watch it. But that's probably a 6 for me. Angel Beats is, I'd put that at a 9. I think that's fair. I don't put it in the same wheelhouse as Lane. I don't think it's low enough to where it deserves an 8. I would definitely rewatch this, especially given the fact it's not that long and it's good. It made me cry when I watched it. Obviously, that was in, I guess, 2018. I finished it. So, yeah, I'd give it a 9. Solid 9. You agree with 9? Yeah. Put on some motherfucking Doom. I can't. I just get copyrighted. Yeah, I've watched Monster. I'll get to it. Alright, this might be... I don't know if you guys have seen Boruto the movie. I will tell you that comparative to the show, the Boruto movie is actually good. I would recommend to people who liked Naruto to watch the Boruto movie. Do not watch the show. Do not by any means watch this show. It sucks ass. But the movie does actually go hard. It is a good thing. I don't know why they couldn't have just stopped after the movie. That was enough. I wouldn't put it at an 8 though. I maybe put it at 7.5. I would rewatch it. I think 7.5. No, maybe 7. I would rewatch it. And it's just a movie length, so you're not getting into too much. It's not like Naruto where it's, you're watching 300 episodes. So I say a solid 7.5. 7.5 is what I'm going to give it. Cuz it's good and it's in a good, package, and unlike with the show and everything, the animation is well throughout the whole thing. Well, I understand what you're saying. Everything in Boruto is bad in essence, but you got to cut the movie some slack. It did not know what was coming after. It could be that because the movie did so well. Actually, I don't. Did the movie come out before the series? This started August 2015. Yeah, it did. So they didn't know. I guess maybe the movie doing so well caused them to make a series which sucked ass. So I guess, yeah, the movie is at fault for everything that followed. Movie is fire, yeah. Exactly. Alright, I think we're all on the same page here. Yeah, Boruto movie is where it should have stopped. Exactly. Because, the thing people like about Boruto the movie isn't Boruto. Nobody fucking cares about him. He's actually kind of a little prick in it. He learns, but everyone's there to see Sasuke and Naruto go fucking ape shit as adults. That's the draw. So yeah, I think I'd leave it there at that. Naruto didn't deserve to have Boruto tailing his ass. Yeah. The Kawaki, well, that one's good, but you know, you watch 186 episodes to get to the Kawaki fight. That's not worth it. You just go and watch the fight on YouTube, then you're done. That's the Boruto in a nutshell. Okay, Buddy Daddies. I don't know how many of you have seen this show. It kind of went under the radar, in my opinion. Not many people talked about this. This is a really good show. It is really solid. I would give it an 8. I would actually give it an 8. It's some people say it's like Spy Family, but it's not. It's completely different. The characters have different things involved. Maybe I'd give it a 7.5 actually. The draw to it is the character dynamic, and it has the whole assassin background. So I'd say 7.5, because I can think of some periods where the show may have been lacking a little bit. So I wouldn't give her an 8. I feel like if I'm gonna give something an 8, it has to wow me a little more. So I think a 7.5 is fair. Seems nice. It is nice. It's a bit more emotional than Spy Family. The like character problems, how they got the girl and the little girl's backstory, and as well as their own backstories, they're a little depressing, which is, you know, makes them a little more rich in character than like Lloyd Forger and Yor. That Spy Family is really good, and I actually rate it higher than Buddy Daddies, but they don't. It's not as much about character, you know, backstory and depth. In Spy Family, it's more about the comedic, and like, it's a very happy show, I guess, for what it is. Once you hit 1 million subs, can you please get a buzz cut? I have never got a buzz cut. I think my fiance would fucking kill me, but clip it, and sure, I will. If I get 1 million subs, I'd be more than happy to get a buzz cut. It's only like a, you know, month, 2 month period before it grows back, so it's not that bad of a thing for such a momentous occasion. Okay, we're on Death Note now, and I think I'm valid in what I'm about to say. I think Death Note's an 8, and if the whole L dot, you know, I think I can spoil it actually. It's been 20 years since this came out. If the whole thing with L didn't happen at the end and then keep going, I think it would have been better. It dropped off so hard for the last, I don't remember how many episodes. I think it's 13-ish. That it's hard to give this higher than an 8. If I could give part 1 its own rating, it would be a 9.5. That is some of the best shit. So I think I have to take a point. Maybe I'll give it an 8.5. I have to give points off because the whole Near and Mellow thing is just kind of melodramatic. We will hold you to that. I'll buy the One Piece or the One Punch Man suit, the yellow suit. I'll do that. That sounds like a good thing to do. Avant, you're saying Death Note does not fall off? I think people, this is the problem. This is what happens. I think people remember the Near stuff as worse than it was. I'll give it an 8.5. How about that? Yeah, it's at an 8.5. Yeah, I think people remember it worse than it was, but I think what happened was L set the bar so high that nothing could match him, and he was so loved that when he was gone, everyone's like, fuck this shit. You think Near slaps? Okay. Hello, Nicholas. Both meant to represent L's failings in deducing Light's identity. The reason L couldn't crack the case is due to his application, his approach. You got me there. Okay. Oh damn, that's valid. You make a good point. You make a good point. All right, how about this? I was gonna give it a 9.5 if you could just rate part 1. I'll give part 2 a 9, which puts it at a 9. So we'll bump it up. I think that's valid because I love this show. I just think it kind of tails in comparison on part 2. So I think that's probably a fair place to put it. It doesn't fall off, it just wraps up so quickly. Yeah, that's also another problem, I guess you could say. I just don't find Mello and Nier as interesting as people as they were as L was, I guess is to say. You did cook. You absolutely did cook. That's a good way to put it, I'd say. Because yeah, they do represent his failings. I just didn't, get attached to them as much as I did to L, personally. So that's why I would put it lower. Part 2 would be lower. Okay. Ergo Proxy. This is a cult classic. I think most of you have probably seen it now. I would put it... See, the thing with Ergo Proxy, and this happens sometimes, I think the concept is really good. I think the execution at times was kind of bad. There's some episodes that are super good, and then there's some episodes that just feel like they're kind of in there to kind of fluff the episode count. So, and it's weird because if you have seen it, you know that some episodes do these like wonky time jumps where said characters are doing something. They're maybe getting from point A to point B, and when the next episode starts, they're in point B and they've been in point B for maybe like a couple hours to days. And then you kind of got to piece everything back together. So it's kind of like working backwards. And it feels like they did that to kind of rush the ending because they're running out of maybe episodes to do stuff with. But at the same time, they had episodes that are, kind of, they're closed. They're kind of one narrative by themselves. So if I had to objectively look at Ergo Proxy, which I do think is good, I think an 8 would be fair. I don't think that's selling it short. I don't think that's selling it too high either. Never finished. Very interesting. Really like the opening theme. Yeah, it is a good one. I don't see anyone arguing with it at an 8. So that's where it'll go for now. Okay. This is an interesting one. I'm curious to see what you guys think. So I have all of Fairy Tail here. I would put them all on different levels of rewatchability and overall just how they were. I think the 2014 part, this section, was by far the best. This is Fairy Tail at its peak. This is definitely number 2. It's not too far behind the 2014 era of Fairy Tail, but 2018 I have some grievances with. I would say, the issue that arrives, never seen it. Yeah, so people who watch Fairy Tail and love it, absolutely love it. They think it's the greatest thing ever, which is not objectively looking at it. There's a lot of faults. What happened between 2014 and 2018 was this is what the whole series was leading up to. This was like the ending. Everything was coming together for these like 50 episodes. And you have like, the Naruto Sasuke fight. Everyone knows that fight. They have one of those in this. They have Naruto facing off against Madara kind of fight. You have all these big fights that have been teased for 300 episodes. And they're all they're very badly animated, which just leaves a sour taste in your mouth because they could have been so much more, but they obviously didn't have the budget to do so or something. There's a lot of production errors here, and that's why I would put this one at a 6. I would say it's not... I'd put it at a 5.5 actually. I'd rather watch this show, even though I wouldn't really want to watch Fairy Tail 2018 again. I would watch this section though. I'd put this at a 6.5. I think that's fair. Above this, and I put this with it at 6. I don't know where I'd put the OVA. I hate that there's OVAs, like they put them separate on an anime list. Fuck. Just put it at a 6, you know? Just give it something. Actually, I don't even remember if this OVA was even good, so we'll put it at 5.5. You're being very generous. I should put it lower is what I'm hearing. I guess I am. I'm kind of nostalgic for it because I watched it, I think, 8th grade when I was in middle school, so it's been a long time. We'll bump it down a half, each of them. So this is a 5. I think, actually, yeah, I said 5 was like mid. Wouldn't watch it again. It should be a 4. I wouldn't watch it again. I kind of regret watching the first. No, they had its moments. I'm like negotiating in my own head about this. I think this would be better. I think I would agree with this. Yeah, I think that's fair. Naruto versus Sasuke is the perfect conclusion. Yeah. This fairy tale tried to do that. They set up this whole like fight. It wasn't a conclusion. It wasn't the same way as the Naruto Sasuke dynamic was, but it was a hyped up fight, and then it just kind of fell on its face. I think people like fairy tale that much is perhaps they all yeah, that could be why. She's a cool character, guys. She's got other benefits to her character. If nostalgia is a big factor, just to be fair, take it down by 1.5, maybe 2. I think, man, you're right. If nostalgia is a factor. All right, okay. We'll do one. So a full point down on each of these.
Oh no.
That hurts. That hurts the nostalgia. You're right. I know. I was trying to look at it objective, but yeah, I do have nostalgia involved. Okay. So we have that series out of the way. Now there's the problem of, I don't know how many of you have seen Fate Kiliad Liner. I think that's how you say it. This show, I don't even remember most of it. This was a middle school show for me. I thought it was good at the time. I know it's not good. I know it's not good at all. So I don't even know where I'd put it. Would I watch it again? Absolutely not. So it has to be below a 5. I think I would rather watch Fairy Tail, to be real with you. Haven't seen it. You know, I don't know if there is a point to see it. It is bad. It doesn't just look bad. It is bad. I can't even remember why I watched it. I watched Fate Zero. I remember doing that. And then I looked for other Fate shows. And for some reason, I stumbled upon this one and decided this is the one I'm going to watch. I think putting it at 4 would be fair for the first season. Because I remember there being some like fights with the cards, the hero characters that were decent. But after that, I'd say the other 3 seasons deserve maybe a 3. I think that'd be fair. What's your opinion on Fate Grand Order? Well, Grand Order is what is it called? It's a gacha game, right? They didn't make movies, correct? So anyway, yeah, I haven't. If there is a Grand Order movie, I have not seen it. Yeah, Fate doesn't have a great order to it. It's just like a bunch of parallel worlds. They just reuse the characters. That's pretty much the only thing. All right, so I think that's valid at a 4. I think that's the first season. We're gonna put all of these at a 3. I would not watch these again, but they're definitely not near X-Arm at 0.1. They might move down to a 2 later on, depending on if we get some more garbage that I'd say is above it. But yeah, we'll see. 0 is peak Fate. I stand by that in my Making Sense video on 0 or on Fate, where I described like the universe. I said that people should start with 0, which is kind of counterproductive to what, Fate fans would tell you. They would tell you you should watch like the Stay Night. But Stay Night's just such a bad introduction to the series because it didn't have the same budget. I could understand maybe Blade Works, Unlimited Blade Works, but I think Fate 0 deserves, all the praise. It's definitely the best piece they put together. Which servant type is your favorite? Or if you were the master of one, which would you go? What would be your go-to? I like Hercules as the chariot. That was my favorite dynamic between servant and master. Other than that, like Saber's in all of them. And there's a reason Saber's in all of them, because she's a good character. So that maybe be my second pick. But I like Hercules in Fate 0. He's definitely the most interesting and I don't know, overall best. I would definitely not want Gilgamesh. That dude would definitely kill me first chance he gets. So on the topic of Fate, I'd probably put this at, would I put it at a 9? That's the question. It's definitely 8, maybe 8.5. Is it worth a 9? Let me think. Because there's the first season and the second season. I think 8.5 first season, second season 9. Let's do that. Because the second season has all the culmination stuff where shit gets out of hand. Carnival Phantasm. That's a different realm of Fate anime. The story legit had me feeling stressful for every character. There is a lot of, yeah. It is a murky. It is. It leaves you kind of like with a bad taste in your mouth how they're acting. Give Fate 0 a chip score of flaming hot Cheetos. Okay. That's an interesting comparison. By the way, though, you have flaming hot Cheetos as a 9, like that. You like that chip. I think it tastes so like artificial. I don't like the spice with it. Remember the first season being necessary exposition heavy since Fate got a lot of weird world building. Yeah, every Fate show has to like really set the stage, since there's so much. There is a lot of fucking shit that goes into how they operate. Okay, so we're on Great Pretender. Have you guys seen this? This is one of the only Netflix anime that I would say I enjoyed. I think Netflix funded this. I'm not quite sure. Some of my friends hated it. Holy fuck. This guy dropped it. 6 out of 10. I would not put it at a 6 out of 10. I would give this a straight 8. I think it's really good. I think where it falls short is kind of the same thing with Ergo Proxy. Some of the episodes just kind of, I don't know. It's not that they fall off. It's that they feel disconnected from everything else. The last arc in this show is a bit slow. I will say that. But it's still a good arc. So I'd give it a solid 8. Unique aesthetic. Well, that's definitely the draw to the series. Is one, the aesthetic, also the setting. It's not in Japan. A lot of anime are just in Japan. It kind of, each arc is in a different area of the world, and they're conning somebody. The whole idea is they're all con men, and in each part, they're conning somebody that it's not. It's like a common, like, it's not criminal. they're technically criminals. They are doing illegal activities. They're big, famous people, I guess is the word I'll use. They're famous. Like in Europe, it's a art dealer who is using fake paintings to basically commit fraud and extort money out of people for like, oh, I found this one of a kind painting that doesn't exist anymore, but I found it. Or there was a Saudi oil prince. In America, it was a Hollywood director that deals drugs. And then in Asia, I think it was a leader of a Yakuza gang, or it was a Chinese Yakuza gang. I don't remember what they're called. But yeah, it's really good. I would give it an 8. I think that's a solid place to put it. Crybaby way better. Yeah, but there's 2 Devilman Crybabies, aren't there? There's one from the 90s. No, there's just one for 2018, I guess. Oh no, here it is. 1972. I guess you couldn't compare the two since they're so drastically different. I haven't seen it yet because I'm watching it. I'm going to do a video on it this year. I'll watch it later this year, but yeah, I haven't watched it yet. So, for right now, Great Pretender is the best Netflix anime that I've seen. Okay. We're on Kiss X Sis. Where would I put this? Kiss Sis? This is difficult. So I watched this recently because I thought it would be kind of like Domestic Girlfriend, if you guys have seen that. I think that's entertaining, this kind of soap opera style. But this had a different vibe to it, and I was not here for it. But I did finish it, so I could say that I watched it, and nobody could yell at me for not liking it. I would give this a 2, maybe a 1. I think I'm going with a 1. This is not something I would ever watch again. Do I regret watching it? Yeah, put it on 1. Still great. Now that's a perspective that I haven't heard before. I have not seen Pluto. I didn't even know that was an anime, to be honest with you. TV version is not good. Well, I've watched both, guys. I don't know if I put them both on here. I've watched this one too. And I'll just mark it as completed, I guess. I finished it around the same time. I watched them like in tandem because apparently that's what you're supposed to do. Same thing though. I would not ever watch this again. It was not good. It's not good. It was weird. I'd seen shit like that before, I think, but not to the same level. The original one is good to me, just like Golden Boy. So I haven't watched all of Golden Boy, but from what I've seen, I like that approach more. Maybe it's because of the implication of the scenario, because they're not his sisters. That one doesn't bother me as much. I find it more entertaining. This one was just like it obviously was playing into the trope a little too much, in my opinion. So yeah, exactly. Yosogi no Sora, exactly like that. That's just weird to me. Like I see that shit. I didn't finish Sora. I watched it for the like top 10 worst anime video, and I regretted watching what I did. That was fucking awful. So like you can't tell me that you'd watch this again. You watched Kiss Sis and you'd be like, yeah, I'd give it another watch. I don't think you could say that. Maybe you would watch like an episode or something as for fun, or to like show to a friend, be like, look at this weird series I found. I should put Kiss Sis on the next You Should Never Watch This. It belongs on there. it was just one of those series. You're just like, well, this isn't very good at all. It's not an X-Arm scenario where it's like the worst shit ever, but it's just not very good. All right, so next I have a few of these on this list. I don't watch many of these, but this is one of those just random isekais where it's a power fantasy. Guy's just ridiculously strong. This was entertaining for what it was. I was trying to watch a seasonal, and this happened to be one I clicked on. I'd put this one, let me think. I wouldn't watch it again. I probably wouldn't even watch it if there was a season 2. I think a 4 would be fair. Actually, yeah, I think a 4 would be fair. I'm going to go with that. That's what my heart's telling me. But it also tells me that I need to move down this shit. I think I was too nice to this stuff. These got to come down. 2s, yeah, I would never watch this slander again. I think they're just a tier above Kiss Sis. I think that would be fair. 4, with that a 3.5. I would rather watch the isekai bullshit over this season of Fairy Tail. It was lackluster. Okay, I'm feeling better about this now. I think I have my feel now for the list. I know where it's going. I put this at a 5.5 now. It's a little bit above never watching it again. I probably would never watch it again. Despise Isekai? Yeah, I do too. That's why I don't usually watch it. But I was like bored. I wanted to watch some seasonal show. And that one called out to me. And I was like, okay. It is very uncreative. That one was as uncreative as it comes as well. It was not very interesting. It was about what you'd expect from all of them. Probably like 20 more isekai. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I literally just picked one. That's all that happened. And it just happened to be that one. There's nothing unique about it. That's why, yeah. It belongs under 5 for sure. So I think 4 is a good way. Yeah, the isekai does have me reassessing. Because, in my opinion, if I'm going to put that on a 4, and it felt like a 4, everything else has to come down. Because if I wouldn't even rewatch this, I'd be more inclined to watch anything below it now. So I think that's better. I think that's there's not many isekai like that on this list. So if they come up, we know where they're going. They're going in a 4. Monster 10. I wouldn't give Monster a 10. I'm going to be real with you. 10's for my prime picks. This is like, if you imagine, if you're trying to imagine what I'm into, that would be 10. And Monster belongs in there, in the wheelhouse. But for me, this is also my fault. I watched Monster in, I think, 4 days. All the episodes. I cranked through that thing because I had to get it done for a video. So with that in mind, I'd probably put it at a 9.5. I think that would be fair. Because what's at 9 right now? Angel Beats? I would put it over Angel Beats and Fate and Death Note. It belongs above them too. Honestly, these might come down. 8.5, 8.5, 8.5, 8. I think I feel better about that. I'm sorry for you Death Note fans, but I know my favorite crime thriller. Yeah, it's right here. We'll just rate it now. Psycho-Pass Season 1. This is a solid fucking show. This is with Monster for me at 9.5. That's what I expect when I see a crime thriller. Same with Perfect Blue. This is a 10. I'll just put it at a 10 already. The thing that Death Note doesn't do for me as a crime thriller is it doesn't... A lot of people get too attached to Light, in my opinion. And that's what they tried to do. I'm rethinking it. I'm going to put Death Note at a 9. So, let me close my window. The thing that The thing that sets Death Note and Psycho-Pass apart from me, or for me, is the fact that I thought Makishima was a better villain than Light. It's tricky because they made Light a likable character, and some people are like, yeah, Light's a good guy, which in principle, in what he tried to preach, you could maybe argue that, but his actions just kind of did not sell it. He was a fucked up man. Is Fate worth watching? Never seen any of it. Watch Fate Zero. We talked about that earlier. Story is 10, filler is not. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the thing with monsters. Sometimes there's episodes that really don't have any tie-in. I do have Mushoku Tensei on here. We'll get to that. Johan, it's 10. Monster as a whole is not. Well, Johan's the most interesting part of Monster for sure. Perfect Blue is perfect. Yeah, Perfect Blue might be my favorite anime movie. Yep. Death Note 9 is good. Okay. I think we all agree on that. Yeah, unlike that sentence. So, yeah, I explained how Psycho-Pass is better than Death Note. I put in the same wheelhouse as Monster. Overall, Monster's a really good story. And even the filler, it has something to say usually. There's kind of a theme of that show or that little arc that they're trying to set up. But yeah, that's why I don't think it's a 10, because of the kind of long run time. Perfect Blue, though, as a movie, it can tell a whole cohesive story in like 2 hours. And it's so fucking good. And the twist is just perfect. I won't spoil it because I would really like you guys to watch it if you haven't. It is just what you would want from any crime thriller. It's just perfect. It just, as the name says, it's perfect. So that's why that belongs in 10. I'll have to explain every 10 I get because, you know, if they're going in a 10, there's a definite reason for it. Light definitely needed some counseling. Yeah, he had sometimes people incorrectly label anime characters as narcissistic, and some people, like in my opinion, Sasuke has narcissistic tendencies, but he's not a narcissist. I kind of messed that up one point, like 3 years ago. I think I did a analysis of him. I think I just called him a straight narcissist. Light is an actual fucking narcissist. He thinks he's better than others. Just clear as day. He wants to be God. There's no more narcissist you can get. So it was funny to me that some people could rationalize how Light was the good guy, and it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know how you could rationalize that. Death Note was a parable on absolute power. Yeah. Yep. Religious fealty, authority figures, concepts of justice. Psycho-Pass is a modern retrospective. Yeah. They both try to do that, or they try to talk about society and what that means. And yeah. They do it in different ways, of course. Psycho-Pass is more of a warning of the future. Death Note is kind of about a person's mindset towards society and going about it the wrong way. Because the thing you can always say that is in Light's favor is he went into it with a good heart. He wanted to do good, but then he chose to, I don't know why, try to become a god and rule over people. He lost himself at some point. Yeah. All right, we're on Naruto now. This is a little difficult. I got to think about this. Naruto is a good series, but what holds it back, a lot of shonen have this problem, like these big shonens, is the filler. You can't rate it while ignoring the fact that it produced filler. That's just counterproductive. But the highs of Naruto are so high, while the lows are just absolutely terrible. I think the original series is better. I don't know if that's controversial to say. I think Naruto original series is better overall. It had some moments that were shit. So obviously it's not going super high. I would give it a 7. I think this is a fair 7. Part 1, 8.5. Shippuden, 9.3. Damn, you were rating Naruto high. I can't rate it that high. You have to think about you have to think about the fact that there's a ton of filler. I think to ignore that would be ignoring literally, a third of Naruto Shippuden. I'm pretty sure it's a third. Maybe it's 2/3. And then the last 73 episodes of Naruto. If I could separate them, if they made a cohesive, like, all right, we're going to release Naruto now without any filler, that would be a 9. I would give it a 9. But, yeah, I just can't ignore the fact that it did what it did. So, I think the original, I'm going to give it a 7.5. And I'm going to give Shippuden a 7. Only like Pain arc, that's the best arc in the series. I do think that nostalgia carries it. Rating as a story and as a viewing experience. If we were talking about the manga, how about this? If we were talking about the manga of Naruto, it would be much higher because it doesn't have the same problems the show does. So that's why I'm rating it on the whole show as a whole. The show as a whole, basically. If I was just going to rate the story, then we'd just be talking about the manga at that point. So yeah, like animation plays a role, episode planning plays a role, as well as the story. Of course, the story's very important. We'll get to that with Tokyo Ghoul. They fucked that up terribly. I don't think it's fair to add the filler when a select group of people. Oh yeah, you get it now. Yeah, it's just because it's part of the show as a whole. That's why. Because it's like it says 500 here because there's 500 episodes, but I mean most of us only watched 300. I think I think there's 200 that are filler. So yeah. I think that's fair. I think 7.57. We'll stick with that for now. They might go down depending on what's next. All right, now I have all the other Psycho-Pass shit. Can't accept this. We'll just pray for the reanimation. That's my hope, man. I really want them to reanimate Naruto. I think it would do really well. And it would also look so much fucking better with today's technology. Okay. So this is gonna be difficult. We'll just talk about the movies first. There's this case 1, 2, and 3. These are just, I don't know, fucking movies and their little blurbs. It was, I forget what network did this. They're capitalizing on Psycho-Pass basically. These weren't necessary things to make. Production IG. This wasn't necessary to make, but they did. So I think all 3 of these belong in the same category. I don't really remember them that well. Would I watch them again? Probably not. So they already belong at a fucking 5. I'd say put this at 5. We put these at 5.5, and that would be fair. They're all about the same. I can't remember too much about them. I would watch them maybe if somebody else was wanting to watch them. I don't know if I would personally seek them out to watch. And now we have season 2 and 3. So I'm gonna be honest. Season 2 was a letdown. I hate the girl that joined that took the other inspector's place because he became a enforcer. I think season 3 is better. I don't know why though. I just like the characters more. But they're both still. They're maybe 6s. It's like 6 material in my opinion. I'm gonna go with that. We'll put this at 5.5. The other one, and this at a 6. Watched every Naruto filler because, dude, you should have looked up the. There's an episode. There's a not an episode. There is a list, on the internet. There's a whole fucking web page for it, called Naruto Filler Guide, and it just tells you, like, what is filler and what's not, so that you don't have to deal with that shit. Because yeah, it's an awful experience if you watch the filler. It's just not fun. It makes the show all the more worse. Didn't have to do that to Granny. Give it a 2. Whoa. Give it a 2. Are you talking about Khalid? Are you a Khalid fan? Fate Khalid? Psycho-Pass season 1 was a genuine Brave New World type anime. Yeah. Next seasons were the Joe Rogan podcast. Elaborate on that. I'm curious. I wouldn't say they're necessarily bad. They're just not good by any means. It's like trying to compare, what's a good comparison? I really can't think of anyone. They just fell off so much with season 2. It was just not comparable. I guess without Makishima, there's just really, I don't know, it loses its touch. That's pretty much all there is to it. Give it a 2. Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Granny, not Prime Minister, but Minister of Defense or whatever. I wouldn't say 2. I'd give. How about this? I'll go 5. I'll go 5 on this. That's not really splitting the difference, but give this a 5.5. This is a past arc. I think both of these are. I'd say this one's not a past arc. This has this girl in it. I'm not a big fan of her. I'd give her a 5 too. Okay. We got NHK. Welcome to the NHK. I think this deserves solid 8. I'd give it a solid 8. That's not. There we go. It has a lot to say, but sometimes it trips over its own words, is how I would put it. Sometimes it's just. Some of the episodes just not there. Do you know if Gen Urobuchi was still writing? I know he did season 1 as well as Madoka and Fate Zero. For season 2, I don't think so. I don't see him attached to this. He'd probably be one of the first 3. Yeah, he didn't do the other seasons. Looks like they went off their own rails with that one. I like this one. It's life-changing. Hikikomori anime. Yeah. 9 to me, but 8 is okay. We can argue it for it to move up. I think I'd give Angel Beats an 8. Looking prospectively, I'd put it with these. I think these are all solid together. Hold on. Let me think. I think I stand by this. Solid 8. I might move Great Pretender down to a 7.5. Yeah. Damn, the amount of times I have to like rethink this, I'm like, oh shit, does this deserve to be above this? Because that's part of like why I wanted to do this. I felt like I had a list where it's like some things were placed below things that should be they should be above, that kind of stuff. So hard to agree. What would you say is your favorite shonen story? I've watched Bocchi no Rock. Shonen can never touch the intellectual greatness of Evangelion and Lane. Well, Evangelion is a shonen technically. It's not a seinen from what I know. After doing your list, rating viewers list will be a fun stream. Yeah. We can do that at some point. have them trying to explain their takes. Yeah, that would be entertaining. We're not even, fuck, I gotta speed this up. It's been like an hour. We're maybe through, we're not even through half of it, dude. Holy fuck. I'm cooked, guys. Okay, alright, we gotta, maybe I'm yapping too much. Alright, we got ReZero. Season 1. I give it a fucking 9. I give it a solid 9. I think it's the best season. Yeah, I think at 9 is fair. Let's see. I like who it's stacked up with. Season 2 is worse in my opinion. Is this part 1 of season 2? I think this was the better part. I give both part 1 and 2 of this an 8.5. Yeah, I'd rather watch it over Naruto. Over Angel Beats, maybe not. Give it an 8. Maybe it's an 8. Fuck, dude. I give this an 8. I'm bumping it down. 7.5. Okay. It's gotta be an 8. I have watched all of Tudabru, sadly. We're getting to it pretty soon. Yeah, it might need to become a part series because I'm moving at snail's pace. Alright, ReZero part season 2. Okay. Ah, fuck. Is 8.5 fair? I feel like it is. Yeah. Because who's it stacking up against right now? It's above Angel Beats, which I might agree with. I don't know if I agree with that. I think it's an 8. It's solid. I would say it's better than the newest season. I don't know. This is an 8 too. The OVAs were actually good for this. Black Lagoon better be top 10. You're smoking shit if you think that's top 10. It's a good show, but it's definitely not top 10 for me. It's not that good. I don't know if Summertime Rendering's better. I haven't watched it, but I guess I'd have to watch it to label it. Okay, Re-Life. This is a great series for you rom-com enjoyers. It's not like immaculate, you know? I put it at a 7. I put it with Shippuden for sure. I don't think it's a 7.5. It's enjoyable to watch, but you know, you watch it once. I've watched it twice, I'm pretty sure. I watched it with my fiance. It's good, but the second watch, you definitely feel it's like a plateau. You kind of feel like, oh, like I don't really like this part as much. Like it's like when you play a game again, you're like, I didn't like this part or this part, so it's like maybe it wasn't as good as I remember. Re-Life is great. I don't dislike it, but I know there's better rom-coms, which we'll get to. It's definitely good. I think for me, anything above a 5 is like tolerable. Like this is some good stuff that I'd watch. I think everything over a 7, like 7 and above, this is good, you should watch it. 6.5 is on the fence. Yeah. I think I like this right now. Okay, I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is on here. It's only 10 minutes long. It was made for the anniversary of Naruto. It was new animation. It was immaculate. If you liked Naruto, you would like this, and you would hope and pray that one day, someday, they might do a reanimation and it would be like this. This is great, especially it's just 10 minutes. I give it an 8.5. I give it an 8. I think putting it above 8 would be ignoring the fact it's a 10-minute like AMV. So I think it deserves to be there. Okay. Slam Dunk. We'll do this and the first Slam Dunk because they go together. The Slam Dunk anime, it's okay. The manga is so much better. If you like Slam Dunk or you like basketball, the manga is really good. it's overly rated for, in my opinion, what could be nostalgia. It's not that great. It's not amazing. The characters are, I love the characters. I'd put it at a 6.5 because there's so many issues with pacing and the stereotypical shonen bullshit, and you have to deal with that. So while you do like the characters, you do have to deal with that crap, and it's not enjoyable. What rank is I regret watching? Definitely a 1. Actually, I'd say definitely 2 belongs in there as well. 1 and 2. 2 is like, yeah, it's I regret watching that. 1 is, yeah, I shouldn't have watched that. That's kind of the feeling you get. So with that being said, though, about the Slam Dunk anime series, the first Slam Dunk's the movie that kind of capstones the entire story, and the anime failed because it relied on too much jokes. The manga's very, it has jokes in it, slapstick comedy. That's pretty stereotypical of Japanese comedy. But it didn't rely on it. It didn't overly rely. It was more grounded and intense in the games, which is what the movie was like. The movie was very, very true to the source material, and that was what I loved about it. And that being said, it is the best piece of anime or animation on basketball to this date, and my bias might come out of it because I do love basketball. That this is definitely a 10 for me. This is something I would rewatch again, and I don't like CGI anime, and this one had that kind of art style to it, which I wasn't a fan of at first, but it did allow them to do things that probably they wouldn't have been able to do if they went the like animation route, the normal one. So I mean, that's one of the best parts about the actual anime series is the fact that it is the original kind of art style, hand drawn and everything, and that's probably why it's so well loved. But it did have, it was a weekly shonen. It didn't have that much animation at times because they're trying to save money, trying to save time. So 90s shonen bullshit. Hey, it was in the 2000s. We talked about Naruto. It had the same problems as Naruto. There were some things that were different, but yeah, they both is as I call it, it's the Toei animation touch. Anything Toei touches with their little fucking fingers, well, sometimes it does turn out fine. They love weekly shonen. So like, oh, we gotta turn this into weekly shonen. Oh, we gotta do this, and they just don't put budget into it. There's not enough people working on it. Everyone's like doing slave hours to get this shit out. And they'll just cut corners on certain episodes so they can set up for one they actually want to do. Yada yada. There is so many issues with weekly like animation stuff where you're just running and running and running. That's why they do like most studios have now done like, all right, we're gonna pick a season, release 12 episodes, or pick 2 seasons, release 25. That's how they do it now. Mappa's had issues with that, obviously, but that is a better approach to, instead of, we're going to do 52 episodes this year, 1 a week. That's terrible. It's just not good. That's my rant for that. Moving on. Uzumaki is on here. Okay. Sunny Boy. Sunny Boy, again, is one of my 10s. It is a fucking fire series. I would watch this again and again and again. There's a lot you can get out of it. It just deserves to be up there. It deserves to be up there. Toei touch is the perfect way to describe it. Exactly. They do it to everything they do. They love that shit. Even to this day, I don't understand. Spy Family. We have, this is season 2, part 2, season 2, and Spy Family 1. I think season 1 is stronger than season 2 for Spy Family. I think they're both strong. I would give the first season an 8 because it was so unique and different to other shonen that I think it deserves its spot up there. And then I'd give season 2 a 7.5 because I think 7.5 still means you're really good. You did a good job, but you're not doing something different. Yeah, I stand by that. I think I don't know if I have the movie on here. I gotta rate the movie. Sequel. We got the side story. Okay, I don't have this on here. I went and saw this in theaters. Great experience. They don't normally show this stuff in theaters, so it was nice to go see it. I saw it last year. We'll just put that. It's about right. So the movie, if you guys haven't seen it, is just super cute. Everything you want in a spy family movie. So, hell, I put this at 8.5. I'd say this show kind of works better in movie format. You get like a 2-hour blurb, a full compact story. It's just, I don't know. I have a fond memory of the movie. Maybe that's my bias, but I'd watch that shit again, 100%. All right, let's see. Let's get that loaded in. Where is it stacking up? Right here. First 8.5. I think that's fair, because it's a good movie. It's a good movie. The Spy Family get too lighthearted? I don't know. That's probably personal opinion in my eyes. It's got some, like, it's never been a dark show. It never tried to be either. It was always comedy first. It's like a family comedy. But it's obviously got some dark stuff in it, but yeah. The poop sequence? No, I love the poop sequence. Look, that is peak Japan humor. That is what Japan loves to do. They like, for some reason, like the kid shit. Like what you remember joking about on the playground when you were like, you know, a kindergartner to third grade. That is what Japan loves to do, like, as adults. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Japanese, like, reality shows, reality TV. Not reality TV, like prank shows, I guess is what they're called. They have some game shows that are kind of like prank oriented. They still do fart jokes. They do shit like that. It's always just lowbrow humor with them. And I love it in some ways, because highbrow humor is great and all, but sometimes you want some lowbrow humor. And when it's done well, it works. If it's done poorly, it's just kind of like, eh. Like, you could argue, if you guys have seen Despicable Me. Despicable Me 1, I think, does the crude humor the best. And then they kind of went too far sometimes with the Minions and other movies that they did with them. And then sometimes they had it perfect again. It's like Minions 1, I think, I felt like had a good bounce. But, yeah. Japanese, yeah, it does not. They do not do sarcasm. They do not get any of those jokes. Yeah, I've seen videos of people trying to do sarcasm and it just doesn't get through. Okay, Technolize. I love the show. I know it has faults though. It does have faults. Has plot holes, all that good stuff. So, I think 8.5 is fair with it. I love it as a series, but like thinking of it in the general sense, it does have a lot of faults. It's a bit hard to piece together at times. So I think that's definitely a good place to put it. Naruto, the last movie. So Naruto did some movies. This one's canon though. The other Naruto movies I've never watched because they're not canon. I was bored as shit watching this. I remember watching this and wanting to quit after probably 40 minutes. I don't like it. I don't know if I'm alone in that. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I'd give it a 6. Maybe that's being too generous. I give it a 5. That's fair. Not even. I wouldn't even watch it as maybe a 4.5. I think that's fair. I can't really think of any saving graces for it. You like the last? Naruto the last is 1. Okay, some people are even putting it lower than the last is just yeah. I just couldn't. I watched it all. I finished it, but I just couldn't get into it. It was not calling my name. Okay. Now we have this dark saga right here. To Love Lu. Where do we put this? The world may never know. Despite all odds, there were good parts of To Love Lu. And I would not tell anybody to watch this, though, and for rightful reasons. This is a hard one. I want to rate it. I want to rate it a 3. I'd say some parts of it aren't even 3. You give it a 1 straight off the bat? I don't know. Yeah. Oh, you're still talking about the last. Yeah. I don't really care about for the Otsuki thing either. Yeah, Shippuden's a good way to start. Good place to start or stop. The last is not necessary. I don't recommend anybody watches the last. So I'm gonna go for Two of Blue. The first season I think is good, but not like anywhere near good. I put it as a 4. How about that? Then it kept going, and it didn't really need to keep going. I don't know why it kept going. I think this was. I don't even remember where the second season starts. I think it's the OVA next. This is 3.5. No. I'll give it what it deserves. This is a 3. OVA was okay. Then we got to this era. Don't ask why I watched all this, guys. I don't have a good answer. Give it a 2. These are all 2s. I'd give them all 2s. With that in mind, I enjoyed To Love Lu more than I did Fate Kiliad, so this is going down again. It has to crash. It can't be above. It wouldn't make any sense. Yeah. This is looking good. This is looking promising. I'm building that back into my list. I've seen some hot stinkers. Yeah, I agree with this. Yeah. At least 2. Oh man. Fine. I'll give this a 3. That's as low as I'm willing to go. It's not like... It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, actually. I can agree with the first season. Oh, okay. You were fine with 4. We're going on 4 for the first season. Everything else is just not... It kept going on. It didn't need to go on. Monogatari Season 2. So, with most of the Monogatari stuff, I'm giving it a 10. Season 2 is not different. It's definitely a 10. The reason I love Monogatari so much is because that's how you develop characters. It does it so well. They're always very deeply layered. It's like a fucking deep onion. That's probably not the right analogy, but I don't even know where it all is. I gotta put it all in, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Monogatari. Yeah, here we go. 10. Nisei Monogatari. 9.5. I think it's still good, but the highs are a lot higher on different seasons. Bake is 10. Hana, I would give an 8.5. No, I give it a 9. I watched it a second time and I enjoyed it more on the second watch. That being said, I enjoyed it as much as Nisei. So the Kisei Monogatari movies, I didn't like as much on my first watch. I think I've watched them all 3 times now. The first one is a good introduction. 9. The second one's like the battle arc. 9. And then this is the last one. 8.5. For a specific scene. The boob scene in that one, too much for me. I didn't get it. I didn't like it. It just felt weird. I understood the implication they were getting across of Hanekawa and Araagi's relationship and how they like communicate with each other and like how they act versus how they actually think. It all made sense, but it was just still fucking weird. I can't watch that scene again. I always skip over it because it's like 20 minutes long. Maybe you're into that. Maybe you like that. I just couldn't do it. It's like the toothbrush scene. I skipped that episode. I don't need to watch that again. One's enough. Brush, brush. See, there we go. What's the best way to watch the Monogatari series? Your personal watch order. I think the best way is to watch in the light novel release order, if you look that up. I talked about it in my Making Sense of Monogatari in the first one. I mentioned the watch order for the shows. And that's how I talked about them to kind of make sense of them. Because the whole thing's kind of like a narrative being told after the fact. So, yeah, that's up there if you want to figure it out. It's kind of too complex and long to explain right now, since we're on a time crunch to try to get as much done. Suki Monogatari, I give it a 9. No, I give it an 8.5. I think it's one of the weaker parts of Monogatari. Same with Koyomi. It's not bad. I just don't really like the format. It was like short, kind of throughout the year to kind of lead up to this thing. It was more of a teaser of what's to come in the end. This is Neko Monogatari Kuro. This is the Hanekawa's story before. Yeah, if you're confused about the thumbnail, rightfully so. I apologize. I did not make these thumbnails. Her whole character is like this idea that she acts a certain way, like reserved and like a goody two shoes, but underneath she's kind of wild and does what she wants. They went a little crazy with her design to kind of get that across. I think we could have understood that without the design, but I'm not the writer. I didn't choose to do that. I'm just somebody who watched it. I give it a 9. This is pretty good. You really get a lot of development for her character there. All right, what is this? Oh yeah, this is the end of Monogatari. I think it's Owari. Yeah, Owari Monogatari. This is really good. I think this is the last part. This is the first part. That's really good. Honestly, it's a 10 for me. I give it a 10. It's better than all the other stuff on here. This is the end. This is a 10 as well. That's a really great part too. There's Zoku Owari Monogatari. That's a 9.5. I enjoyed it. Some people don't like it, but I really did. So yeah, I haven't watched the newest season. I know it's gonna be really good, so I've been kind of putting it off. But yeah, I think I'm a big fucking fanboy for Monogatari, so you might disagree with where I put it. Who's the weakest character, in your opinion? At this time, Nadeko, but she has a whole fucking arc in the newest season, so that's probably not going to reign true anymore. Maybe I would say also his sister, Karen, but not Karen. The other one. I don't remember her name. I'm blanking on it. But she also has a part in the new series. So I think he's developing their characters more. Newest season gives another master banger arc for Nadeko. Yeah, there we go. She always just rang hollow, and it was kind of the point because she wasn't herself. So, well, I did like Nadeko, yeah, and Kami, yeah, the Medusa stuff. I think it was good. It's just that it was intentional. We didn't see what all her character had to offer because she was hiding it. So, yeah, I kind of mean that. We don't really know the real Nadeko, but we probably do now. I haven't seen the newest season. She was kind of developing into who she was wanted to be at where I stopped. So that's why. Okay, we're getting rid of Uzumaki. Honestly, first episode's good. The other 3 are bad. So what does that say? That rings a 3. I think that rings a 3. I would watch this again with other people to show them it. But I'd only show them the first episode. So I think that's 3 material. Yeah. Okay. This is actually pretty good. I like it because I resonated with it very well. It's 10 centimeters apart. This is really good in my opinion. Yeah, I'd give this a high ranking. I think 8, solid 8 is fair. Maybe a 7.5. What's an 8 right now? I said 7.5. I think that's probably accurate. We're gonna put it there. What do we have now? Urusei Yatsura. This is the new one. I haven't finished all of the old one. It was really fun to watch, and I think the first season is better than the second. Because the second one felt like it was trying to finish a little too harshly. And Urusei Yatsura, if you guys have seen the old one, it's always just kind of been a fun show. It's never trying to be something, crazy. I'd say this is a 7. And I think a 6 for the next season. Because it's not like terrible, but I think it wasn't as good as the first one. Okay, this one, I got married to my wife, the classroom, or the student council president, whatever the fuck it's called. This shit's awful. Don't ever watch this. It's a 2. It's barely even a 2. Fuck it. 1.5 on it. Okay. This is I don't remember this that well. Galaxy Next Door. It's about a girl from space, rom-com or romance kind of thing. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's probably a 5. We'll do that. I think I agree with that. I don't think it was terrible. I just don't think it was really that great. All right, this is Kaguya-sama. This is all of it right here. Let's see. Season 3 is my favorite. I think it's unbeatable. That was actually peak comedy in my opinion. Peak Japanese comedy. This is season 3. I think this is a 9. I don't think I'm outlandish saying that. This is season 2. This is season 1. Season 1's good. About 8.5. I might be being too generous. Let's see. Where are these stacking up right now? Let's see. I think that's too high right now. Bring it down to an 8. I think this is too high right now. I like where these are now against this stuff. Honestly, I think this is an 8.5. We're doing little minor tweaks. It's like bouncing. It's like weapon bouncing in Call of Duty. They come in later and they flick things around. I think this is more accurate now. I don't think this season 2 is bad though. Maybe just leave it there for now. The movie now was a good conclusion, but it was just not season 3, you know? Season 3 is just so good. I think 8 is fair for the movie. Maybe I'll put it at 7.5. We'll do that for now. I have not seen Durarara. People keep telling me to watch it. I'll watch it soon for a video. Why did you watch the wife classroom thing? I don't have an answer for you. I wish I did. It's on the list. I rank it. I'll leave it at that. I don't have an answer. From my memory, I think I was watching something and it was in the related tab, and then I watched all of it because it's like 10-minute episodes, and I walked away just, an hour later and was like, this was fucking shit. Sometimes I do that to myself, and I don't have any reasoning for it. Okay. Moving on. This is Love is like a cocktail. It's really you just watch all of this in one fucking sitting. They're all 3 minutes long. It's like that's what 39 minutes. It's basically cocktail recipes in a show. It's a cool kind of gimmick, but it's a gimmick at the end of the day. So we can't rank it too high. I think 6.5 would be fair. 6.5, 7. I was hoping it'd be like a full show, I think that's fair. Okay, this is the Angel Next Door. This is actually just calling to me as a 5. It is your baseline kind of rom-com stuff. This is a short too. I think these are shorts. 6 minutes long. Yeah, this is okay. It's about a girl who likes some guy at her office. It's kind of nice, but I give it a 5. It's just the baseline stuff. K-On! A lot of people love this. I thought it was alright. I kind of forced myself through the first season a little bit at the end. I don't think it's bad by any means. 7 is calling my name on this one. Yeah, I think that's fair. I like where that is right now. Okay, now we have all of Konosuba, which I have changed my opinion on Konosuba. I used to think it was good. I watched it really early on, and I don't really hold that same opinion anymore. I have not watched Hirogashi, though. When They Cry, haven't watched that yet. Yeah, Love is like a Cocktail is very wholesome. It's just, it's a kind of a gimmick show. K-On! Is my favorite anime. Wow. Good for you. I liked Bocchi no Rock more. I really resonated with that show. I thought it was really well done. I think K-On's good though. It's really wholesome. I just didn't really care for it as much. Phillips, talking about the new Solo Leveling, it's fucking amazing. It's a 10 for me. It's an absolute 10. It is the peak of shonen. That's what you want. Did I get around to watching Love Tyrant? I haven't done that yet. I have it on my list though. I'm going to remind myself later. I'm interested. It seemed up my alley from what you said. So with Konosuba, I think it shines best in the movie. Like the gag in the movie still makes me laugh to this day. So I think this is the best one. And we're going to put the best Konosuba is a 7 in my opinion. I think that's the top. And I think season 1 was good at a 7. But from there, it kind of tailed off. And then season 3 was a big tail off for me. It was still watchable. I put it at a 5. I just didn't really enjoy it. Oh shit. This is season 2, 6.5. This is an OVA. Put it at a 7. I think I know which one that is. That one was pretty funny. Soul Leveling's a 10. Tyler, listen out. Hear me out. Not season 1, season 2. I'm not like a big fan of the whole, power craze, power thing. He's overpowered as shit. But the way they did it, the animation they did it with, I mean, I'm a fan I'm a sucker for the world they built. And I'm a sucker for their animation style. I loved it. I love this season. Season 2 of Solo Leveling is just something else, man. Maybe I'm invalid saying it's a 10. But I for what it is, which is a shonen, that's not very deep, it's fucking great. It's so generic. It is, but it's also not. It's different enough for me. It's different enough. It's like saying, I think Demon Slayer season 2 is so fucking good because the animation is absolutely peak. That is the epiphany of animation. Is the story that interesting? Is it that unique? No, but that doesn't always matter. So that's kind of how animation carrying an anime. Yeah. Hey, we're watching anime though. We're watching anime at the end of the day. Part of the draw to anime is the animation. Sometimes your story can carry you through the whole thing. That happens with like Serial Experiments Lane. Sometimes your animation carries you. That happens with let's see. Animation carries you. Yeah, I don't know which one that would be. I haven't had any of those yet. That'd be Solo Leveling for me. Demon Slayer. That'd be Demon Slayer for me. Maybe I'm being too nice. I'd give it a 9 at least, though. Solo Leveling Season 2 is definitely a 9. If Naruto and Evangelion can make amazing stories with limited animation, the new shows that have peak animation have no excuse. Fair. JJK is a good counterpoint. It's a mediocre story, but it is an amazing animation. I think there's two things you can do. You can put too much weight on the story and too much weight on the animation. They're kind of a tipping scale. They're both important. For example, I don't know. Let's just use Uzumaki. It's not like a 10 by any means story wise. It's good though, but the animation sucks ass. And we all hate it. So, like Evangelion gets away because it had a unique way of doing animation, but it's not good in animation by any means. The story carries it. That's why I would say like, oh, Evangelion's Neon Genesis, end of Evangelion's a 10 for me. The Neon Genesis though, I think I put it at a 9 to be honest with you, 9.5 maybe. Because the animation is really lackluster at times. They also have a ton of like plot holes, plot threads that are wrong. People get confused about. Lilith is called Adam at one point. So that kind of fucks up, people get confused and like, what the hell? So those errors can't be overlooked. As an olive branch, I read all of Solo Leveling, and it's good, but just not a 10. I don't think this story is a 10. By no means do I think this story is a 10. I think the animation is pretty fucking peak. The story's just interesting enough to where it doesn't matter. Same with Demon Slayer. The story's interesting enough where you're not like, I don't fucking care. So that's kind of, that's my spiel about that. Okay, moving on. This is another rom-com. I put it above a 5, no higher than a 6. We'll go with a fucking 6 for now. We'll have to look at that again. Shiganoko, this show, gimmick show, it's a worse off Azumanga Daioh. And so, with that said, I think it's a 4. It had moments where I did laugh. Like when they did the Spider-Man 3 dance sequence. That did make me laugh. So I think 4 is fair. I would never watch it again, though. I maybe watch bits and pieces, but... Dress Up Darling. Very loved show for some reason. I don't understand why it's so loved. I understand liking it. I think a 6 is fair with this one. I think that's fair. Maybe I'll change that later. I have not seen Space Dandy. Okay, where are we? Okay, Tempuru. I watched this recently. It's not even a 5, dude. I don't even know if this would be a 5. I liked it, but it just wasn't that good. I just liked the character dynamic with the main protagonist. Basically, his dad was a fucking asshole, so he decided that he would get rid of his otherworldly desires. So he becomes a priest, or tries to become a priest. So it was a different dynamic, but the show's not good. Okay. Tonali, this is Totoro, my neighbor Totoro. I think this, let's see. Overall, it's not a it's not a bad movie. It's not Ghibli's best work, but Ghibli's worst work is still better than most people's best work. So I think a 7.5 is a good place to put this. Let's do 7. Let's do a 7. That's probably the lowest, one of his lower works for me. I think most of them are just amazing. Maybe I'm glazing Ghibli a little too much, but it's a great studio. Okay, this is Pocket Monster. What is it called? My Little Monster. I like this. I think it's kind of a cult classic in the rom-com space. It's gonna be a 6.5 or 7. Ghibli peaked with Nausicaa? I don't know about that. I don't know if I'd agree with that. There are 2 massive reasons for my okay. Good pun. I agree. That is definitely why. I think it's good, like the concept. I think it's a little overloved. I'm gonna do a 6.5 on this. I think this one's really good. It's kind of basic though. Honestly, I might drop some of these. We'll get to that later. Bolchino Rock, as I said, I think this is the better K-On! Give her an 8. Toradora. I used to think this was the greatest shit ever because it was one of my first rom-coms. But looking back, I probably have to watch it again to be sure. I think it's a 7. 7.5. No, a 7. I go with the 7. I think I gave it too much credit at the time. Devil's a Part-Timer. This is the first season. I'd say a 7. No, 6.5 would be fair, in my opinion. I don't think I would actively seek out watching that again. I think the first season, though, did have its charm. Have I watched From Me to You? What? I think so. Some of these I only know. Yeah, okay, Kimi no Todoke. Yeah, I've watched that one. That is the best rom-com, in my opinion. That is the peak of the castle. Like, that's a 9 for me. Easy 9. We'll just put it up there so that's kind of clear. It was never bad. Honestly, I put season 3 at 9.5. Season 1, I actually put it at 9.5. 9.25. No, actually, this is a 9. Season 2 pissed me off at points because of their fucking miscommunications. So, yeah, 8.5, 9, 9.5. That's how I would rank it. That's fair. I like that. Fruits Basket? Damn. Okay. That's another peak one. We're going the shoujo. We're turning into shoujos now. Okay. Season 3 is the culmination. I think this is how you end a rom-com. The Fruits Basket's more story driven than Kimi no Todoke, so I think it has that benefit over it. This is definitely a 9.5. It is almost a 10. First season, I think, is in the same wheelhouse. 9.5? I don't know. We'll hit these with a 9 for now. I'm trying to remember. I think that's fair. 312. See, that's the order I would put it in. I almost gave first season 9.25, but I'm not sure about that yet. I'm trying to leave it so this is definitely going to be at least 2 parts of a series. I'm trying to leave it open so I'm doing halves and wholes. And then if I feel like these are in the same realm, I'm going to add in like quarters, so 0.75, 0.25, that kind of stuff. But right now I'm just trying to do halves and wholes. to kind of get a concept going. Honestly, I think we might have just got through like half the list today. If that, I think. Oh my god, there's too much. I don't know. We got pretty far. I say, but I don't think we did actually. Well, shit, dog. Okay, I'm gonna speed run some of these because we've talked about a few of them. Like this, end of Eva 10. We talked about that. I told you about the faults of Neon Genesis. That's why it's a 9.5 for me. What else? I'm just gonna look through here, see if there's anything quick. We talked about season 2, but season 1. This is what I'm gonna be saying. This is like an 8. I think that's fair. Like, it has really good animation story. Like, I watched that and I go, yeah. Like, I stand by that. Bartender, I've talked about this before. This is not that, like, unique of it. It's a unique show. It's not that well known. I think it's an 8.5 because I do like the concept and I think they should do it more. But they haven't. Furikuri, this is a 10 for me. This is what you want from a coming-of-age story. I love Domestic Girlfriend. Where would I put it? I put this at, I'll be fair, I'll put it at 7.5, but I love that show to death. I'd watch that all over again, all the time. So fucking funny. Cowboy Bebop, this is a solid 9. It's held back by the fact that I wish it was always plot driven, because it has such a good plot. Dan Da Dan, this is a really good shonen. It's still shonen though. It's an 8.5 for me. We'll get to Love Live next time. I have a nostalgia for it. It was like one of my first anime. FMA, for putting it up there. Shit, I want to give it a 10 for now. We'll talk about it. I might give it a 9.75 later. This is the original season. This is a 9.5 because it's the best part. And movies an 8.5 because the only good part is Rengoku's fight. The other stuff's kind of just, you know. Original Demon Slayer, I'm going to say it, 7.5. Same with this one, 7.5. This arc is not really that good, 7. Wrong with the Wind, we'll talk about that later. I got a story for that. Okay, I think I made some progress. Some more progress, I guess is the word for it. That'll be it for now. I think we got decently far. Probably half the list, and then we'll do the rest later. So, Bebop 9, Muscle Leveling 10. My Brother in Christ. Whoa, dude. I'm talking about season 2 of Solo Leveling. We haven't even talked about that yet. Look, if this makes you happy, season 2 of Solo Leveling is a 9. How about that? The other, I think I put it at 8. Cowboy Bebop's good, but you're also only speaking about the good episodes, like the plot stuff. Every episode's good, actually. Let me take that back. You're thinking of the best episodes, but there's also episodes mixed in there that, you know, they're just kind of there. You like them because you like the characters, but overall, like season 2 of Solo Leveling has just been non-stop action, and it's been really enjoyable. So yeah, I think Nicholas, Tyler, you and I have some different opinions on stuff. But that's okay. That's happening. That happens. Bebop plot is half the point. Yeah. Okay. If it makes you, where did I put it? Did I put it at 9.5, right? No, I put it at 9. I say 9.5. Look, I take the half point off because I would have liked, not that it's not good as it is, I would have liked for it to be more plot oriented at times. Does pineapple belong on a pizza? I think it does. I think if you like it, that's fine. I do not. I don't think it belongs on my pizza. I know I should watch Space Dandy. I will. I haven't watched Mushishi. I will watch that at some point. Do AOT real quick? Nah, it'd be too long. I have too many opinions on it. I'll die on that staircase. What is your staircase? Oh, Bebop a 10. Yeah, I'm just gonna give it a 9.5 because, yeah, again, for me, I wish it was a little more plot oriented. Yeah, Alif, yeah, has the stream schedule. I'll be live here. My favorite is the one with the fridge. Oh yeah, it's a good episode, but like that's not a 10 for me. That episode, the Cowboy Bebop part that's a 10 is pretty much most of their backstories. Everything that has to do with their backstories and like their actual, when the story's progressing, that's a 10 to me. It's just really well done. So yeah. Reach out Sage's Reign for understanding Bebop. Did he do one on Bebop? I mean, I've already talked about Cowboy Bebop. There's not much more I can say about it. Okay. Yeah, so that's it for today. I'll be back Wednesday next week. We'll be doing this again. Hopefully we finish. So my goal next week is hopefully we get through the whole list and maybe can start kind of bumping out the edges, I guess to say. Maybe Cowboy Bebop becomes a 9.75, stuff like that. So right now it's just kind of halves and wholes. We'll work in quarters later when we have something to work with, trying to get the shape out of the list. So that'll be next week on Wednesday. Monday I'll be live on Twitch, and I think my other channel on YouTube. It's the at Sock 2.0. We're probably just gonna play a co-op game. That stuff's like different than what I do here. So if you're into that, there's that. Saturday, Hibernated Anime, Making Sense of Hibernated Anime comes out. If you haven't seen the show, I recommend going to watch it. It's about 12 episodes. If you have already seen it, you're ready for it. But yeah, the video makes more sense if you've seen the show, which is most of my videos. But if it's your introduction, it might not make as much sense, some of the plot stuff, because I usually try to focus more in on the theories, or trying to like mesh the plot together, give you a better understanding. So I usually rely on the fact that you've already seen the show and know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's Saturday. Look forward to it. It should be a good one. I will see you guys in the chat Saturday, if not Monday, if not Wednesday. Have a good week. And yeah, goodbye.